want you to find some peace. Getting lost around my head, and it feels a little heavy. Oh, we're live.
Oh, my alarm's going off.
Yes, that's to tell you that it's 9 p.m. on the dot. We are.
Where I am.
Huh?
You're in the future.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I am in the future. You're in the past, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to me.
Thanks for talking to me.
That's all right. What do you have for dinner?
Can't relax. Am I in the box?
You're in straight in the. If anything, you're more in the box than I am.
Okay. You put me in a box. I'm not allowed to move. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't. You may not move.
Lean and get a drink.
Yeah, you can't. You can, be as natural as you want. But I think we had this issue last time. I've put us in these boxes just to make it more visually pleasing to the viewer.
Yeah.
And so you're filming yourself horizontally, but I've cropped a bit off. This is boring. Someone's already here, trying to find my feet. Weren't they on last time? When you were?
I don't know.
I do. I've got.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you remember when you? Wasn't it last time that we, in the middle of the chat, there was like some kind of event. Someone came in.
Yeah, I think you started being aggressive.
I doubt that's the case.
Notoriously hate fans, don't you?
Right, they could just be random people on Twitch.
Pizza and chips is what I had for dinner.
Did you?
Yeah.
I always find it. I love food, but I think I do. I'm taking it. It's not like a big pizza. It's like a.
Nah, it was just quick. It was because I had to go buy a tent.
You say had to. You said it was an impulse buy.
Well, it was an impulse since yesterday because I saw a tent that was on sale.
Right. So that was the reason for the rush.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I did the chips in the air fryer, so they were swanky.
Well, that is swanky.
Yeah, they were yum.
By the way, hello, trying to find my feet. They did like a. It's a lady waving. I don't know if it's them or it's just like an emoji. I can't really. The emoji's too small to see who it is.
Are they waving? Or do you think it's like a...
It's an image.
Trying to find my feet.
Well, they've been trying to find them for a long time.
Try the last place you look. It's always the last place you look.
It is. In the gutter. The purpose of this me talking to you was I couldn't get Noel Edmonds to interview me, so I've got you second best,
Deal.
Although this would have helped if I'd have sent you the questions beforehand.
Yeah, I haven't got anything.
But I'm gonna read them out. I thought we'll start off, answer the questions that people asked across all the social medias, and then we're going to go through each song on the album. I don't know if I mentioned I've got an album coming out on Friday. Did you know that?
You like... No.
What do you mean no?
That's why
we're doing this.
Okay, yeah. On the questions, why don't you give me the gist of what they're about, and then I'll ask them.
All right. Someone was trying to ascertain as to if the album was not bad.
All right. So I'm going to ask you some questions about the album that's coming out on Friday. Is that all right?
Hang on. I've misunderstood what you just asked, because I thought you wanted me to tell you loosely what the questions were.
I'm building into that. I'm doing the preamble.
But I've just described one.
I know, and I'm going on to that one in a second.
Okay, sorry.
You've got to let me get into character.
All right, go.
So I'm here to ask you some questions about the album that's coming out on Friday.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. So, is it a good album?
Yes. Yeah, I can confirm. I mean, I'm sure a few people will hate it, probably.
Yeah.
This, makes sense. Like, hopefully, not too many people will tell me on the day of release. They'll wait a week afterwards, and then they'll tell me they hate it. But yeah, I think it's. I spent a long time on it. Not that.
Do you hate it now? Because that's the problem with writing albums, isn't it? Is you have to it takes ages. Firstly, how long did this one take? I'm doing the question.
Yeah, I haven't even done that. Took probably about a year to write, and then about 6 weeks to record.
Oh,
not that long.
That's not as long as I thought.
No, quite
but
quick,
that's
really.
Like a year. Like you get bored of a car in what a month?
I wasn't just doing that. I was doing other stuff like cleaning, sleeping and stuff like.
Are you bored of it? Or do you like it?
A lot of the songs, yeah, I will like. But I recently started playing with a band, and that's been fun playing them. But there's a few songs in it where I'm like, wish I'd have picked another one, or wish I'd have bored of this one. Wish I'd have written that better. There's a few of them. Thankfully, not too many, but there are a few.
All right, so. Which song do you not like the most?
If I Cared. Yeah. Oh, that kind of
ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny because I do not care for that song anymore.
All right, what's the gist of the next question I've got to ask you?
Kind of that one you just asked.
What song do you hate the most?
No, the opposite of that.
Okay. What song do you not hate the most? AKA, like.
I probably would say Unconditional Love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's probably the happiest song. I wrote it about you, didn't I?
Yeah.
That'd be weird if you didn't know me. And
you don't. Do you not often write happy songs?
No, I'd say all my songs are I'd say they're full of hope and generally trying to reflect on from a positive side of things. But they can be quite intense, I think. Whereas I feel like this song is quite light. It's just like it's a love song about friendship.
So, on the theme of you writing happy songs, because you're like, a lot of the songs aren't that happy, are they?
Yeah, no.
And I was playing one of your less happy songs in the car the other day, and a man got in. And
well, that's someone that you know, or just
yeah, someone. I was given a lift from a train station of someone I know.
Yeah.
And a man got in, and your song was playing in the background. And after about a minute, he just went, "Is this guy all right?"
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Which one? What song was it? Do you know?
The one that I hate at the moment because it plays every time I get in the car.
Oh yeah, All I Want.
Yeah, but I love that song. But it's like, you know how you always hate your own alarm.
Yeah.
It's done that now because every time I get in my car, that song plays, and so after 8,000 times of it playing, I hate it.
It's a shame that's not on Spotify, is it? It's probably just in your iTunes or something.
On my phone, yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. That'd be getting me some sweet streams.
Yeah, sorry about
that. Do you want to know?
Got another gist of a question for me?
Yeah, it was some people think songwriting's difficult or easy. You?
Is that the actual question?
No. I've sort of. It's kind of. I don't really know how to give the gist without kind of giving it. I just phrased it badly.
How easy do you find songwriting?
Close. With relation to the album.
Oh.
A question.
How easy was it to write songs for the album?
What did you say?
How easy was it to take all the songs you write randomly and then build them into an album?
Well, I mean, sometimes that's not the question. Still,
Look, do you want me to be Noel Edmonds or not?
yeah, yeah. I feel like if yeah, I do.
How easy is it, or hard, to write an album?
It's so clear. I think what you said was which one was the easiest / hardest to write. Is that what you said?
Or album or song?
Song, I'm guessing.
Either or.
Well, I reckon the easiest one. Everyone Will Be Lost.
Yeah.
Because number one, I wrote it with someone. That always makes it easier.
Who did you write it with?
Sometimes Ollie, based on the guy that also produced the album.
What's it based on?
What?
What's the album based on?
No, I mean he produced it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you were doing the joke with the name, but I chose to ignore it. Sadly. So yeah, that's the easiest one, and I'd say the hardest one was probably Unconditional Love.
Yeah.
Just because I did it on my own, so that's always harder. And I've tried to do a song, like a love song to you, or a song about you, for ages. And normally it just end up with me sending a picture of myself crying to you, and say I tried again. And
I've got a few of them.
And for some reason, the first line of the song was always about how I saw you wearing jeans, in Jeans for Jeans Day. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't think everyone has that. I think it was. I think maybe it was a bit of a unique thing.
Isn't that? I thought that was every 5th of June, Jeans for Jeans.
No, it was like a weird thing they did at school for like genetic conditions, and everyone's coming wearing jeans.
I thought that was going to be like a triple wordplay there, because it was just for someone called Gene that had a genetic disorder, and you had to wear jeans. Gene for jeans.
Could have been invented by Gene.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons.
I'll answer that question. I feel I'm wary that there's a lot to get through.
Can I ask one? Or not?
Yeah, go for it.
Right, when you were writing, like, did you set out to write an album, or like, and did you kind of go, right, I'm gonna purposely just write all the songs for this specific album of what you had in your head, or did you kind of have a few things, like, and a few ideas, and then had to kind of draw bits and pieces in to create it?
Well, I knew what the concept was going to be, and so that kind of dictated what I wanted to write about. And so I just had a bunch of things that I knew I wanted to write about. I just kept writing about them, and then eventually I probably had like 18 songs, like demos, and then I just culled out the bad ones, minus If I Cared. That's still in there.
Yeah. Fortunately, don't miss to that one.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to slag their album off before it's come out, but Trying to Find My Feet just said that she had, or I don't know what I'm saying. I'm assuming that you're a woman just because of that emoji, but use what emojis you want. They had it in their little Norfolk-based school, so they had it in Norfolk as well.
Oh, Jeans for Jeans.
Yeah.
There we go.
Worldwide.
Definitely.
From the lows of Essex to the highs of Norfolk.
Do you think you could like consume an album in the same way as you would like a meal?
Like it's not as filling.
Because like some people like do their favourite bit first and then like save like all the vegetables until last. Or like some people would do like the best till last, like I do.
When you said that, I my brain couldn't compute it because the first way that you said, I couldn't imagine who would do that. But there,
Because
as you were
well,
saying,
what
it
I'm
made me
thinking
think
is now.
some people do that.
Yeah, but if you've told everyone in advance that If I Cared is the worst one, like, do you think some people, like the people that save the best till last, they'll listen to it first and ignore the run of the album?
Yeah, that's
Or
true.
some people might leave it until last. People who have the best bit first.
Yeah. Well,
how do you eat your albums?
I feel like I'm a bit old-fashioned in that if I haven't heard it, I'll just listen from track 1 onwards. And you know, I've done it in that way, but it's not a big deal if you don't. I've not gone to
as intended.
Yeah, like I've not. What about you?
What I think you should do, you know, like with the Marvel films or like the Star Wars films.
Yeah.
Like there's 3 or 4 different ways and timelines that you can watch them, isn't there? Like you can have the order in which they're released. Like Star Wars as an example, you can have them in the order in which they're released. You can have them in the order, like the numerical order. But I think there's another weird order that you can have them as well. You should do that with the album. You could have like the order in which it is, just as an album, like the song that you like the most, all the way through to the song you like the least, and then the other way around. And then also you could have like the way in which, or the order in which you wrote them.
Wow. Yeah, that is. Oh, I should do that.
Yeah. And then everyone will get like a different experience and a different way of experiencing it.
Yeah. All right. I like
Or
the
you
idea.
could just not.
Yeah, I could not. I mean, I'll be honest. It's unlikely, but I'm gonna. But right now, I like the idea of it, so it could stick in me.
Yeah. Got another question?
Another question. I enjoyed this question. I'll see if I can translate it to you, so that you can get it.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it. Are there any Easter eggs on the album? No.
Yeah.
I feel like I love the idea of that, but I feel like that's for people that are very popular, like Taylor Swift.
Could you, like going back to what we were just talking about, could you do an order of the album where all the song titles spell out something?
Oh, yeah.
So you could make one.
Probably.
Are you doing physical copies?
Yeah, selling vinyls.
Just put a little cardboard Easter egg in it.
Yeah. I mean, they're already like at the place, the warehouse. They're already like produced.
Sorry, Easter egg fans.
Yeah. Oh, someone said not a cheeky Made of Ghosts hidden track. Who is this? Did they know Made of Ghosts? I feel like we probably know them. From Norfolk, knows Made of Ghosts. I can't think. Knows Made of Ghosts.
Maybe you should do another question.
Yeah. Yeah, me just guessing who they are. Yeah, they said by holding rewind down on track 1. Yeah, that does play Made of Ghosts. If you hold rewind down on track 1. Can you even hit rewind on Spotify or like any of the DSPs? There isn't any Easter eggs, but I'm pretty sure in one of the songs there's still a bit of me shouting at Ollie to stop.
What was I doing?
No, not
or
you.
Ollie,
The
other
other
Ollie.
Ollie based
I was
on.
going to say. I don't even think I was there.
You were. I was shouting at you. Blast you, Ollie! Where's one more? Then we'll get onto the meat.
I could just see inside your head, just going, "What's that?" Like this is you trying to work out who's commenting on the stuff is like the same as like at Christmas when you get a Christmas card, you're trying to work out who it is from the handwriting on the front of the envelope. That's about how exciting it is watching that.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Does that
Yeah,
count?
you never know. You got to unwrap that gift.
Exactly. All right, final question.
Yeah.
Which do you have any rituals or traditions for when you release something, celebrations, etc.?
Jump in a paddling pool, but we close on.
No, I'd love that. I don't, but I feel like releases always end up being an anticlimax for me. So I think, but I haven't done a proper album before, so I think maybe I will. Like, I'm gonna get my hair cut. I don't think that's a ritual, but I've made it one. But that's mainly because I'm going bald, and I don't want to be a bald man with long hair, you know. And it feels like kind of, and I'm doing it on the day of the album coming out, so that's a ritual, isn't it? I always like the idea of writing something new on the week of the release, but that's about it. It's not very fun.
So that could be your Easter egg.
Yeah, I'll just write it, and stick it on.
Yeah, just sneak it in.
Duct tape it to the back of the
for
vinyl.
For a later version.
Well, that was.
Then there's then always the risk that you'd like write something and then go, oh, that would have been brilliant on the album instead of If I Cared.
Yeah, I mean, I've already done that. I feel like there's already songs where I've gone, this would have been much better on the album. But thankfully, it's only really one song that I find boring. Like other songs, maybe I'm not into as much. But that's the one I think's a bit boring. You know, I'm sure other people will find other ones boring, but for me, that one, I don't know why I just let it. Like wish I just worked a bit harder on it. You know.
Yeah.
Let that be a lesson to me. Anyway, the next section of this interview by Noel Edmonds isn't really an interview. I thought it would be nice to go through each of the songs on the album.
Yeah.
I mean, you seem annoyed. You knew You knew what we were going to do.
I didn't know the first bit about the question.
Yeah, no, that went on for longer.
I don't know what else you're going to chuck at me.
That's it. That was
this has been full of Easter eggs.
Yeah. Shall we then?
Yeah.
So I thought we'll do. I'll get the lyrics up on screen.
Yeah.
We'll go through them. I'm assuming you haven't read every set of lyrics in and out, you know. So maybe you could skim them and be like, "What's that about?" Or like, "Oh yeah, classic."
What order are we doing them
in? Just whatever order they come in on my little screen.
Okay.
So let's start with "You Don't Feel Like Home." Yeah.
Okay.
You got that? You got that ready?
I've got it. Yeah.
I'll get that up on screen for everyone to see. It's highlighted in yellow because I can't remember. I've no idea why it's highlighted in yellow. That's just
you know where the chorus is.
Yeah, but I've not done that anywhere else. So I mean, who knows? We'll see.
And what do I need to do? Just ask you questions about it.
What do you reckon it's about? I mean, do you know?
Time machine.
What?
Fall back into my teens.
Oh yeah, no, I guess it is. I'm kind of, I'm basically talking about Essex.
And really. Time stood still.
Could be a time
I'd
machine.
wait for hours. So you've gone back in time?
Yep. No, essentially I have, yeah.
I mean, I think I know what this one's about.
A time machine?
Yeah.
But what?
Well, I think I actually know. But am I supposed to talk about what it actually is or not?
Yeah, that would be... That'd be good.
Well, why don't you talk about what it actually is and then I'll ask you questions about it.
All right.
Sorry. Don't upset Noel Edmonds. He's notoriously aggressive.
Also, you can tell me if there's any spelling or grammar errors as well.
Okay.
Enjoy that. I imagine the main thing I struggle with is apostrophes or floating commas, as I used to think they were called. It's
Got the
basically
yours right.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
really wary of that these days. I've been stung too many times.
I'm not happy with I've having a lowercase I, if I'm honest.
Where's that?
The second verse.
Oh yeah, and I've gone for a capital one on the next verse.
Yeah.
Not consistent. By the way, trying to find my feet said, I don't think Noel's heart is in this, to be honest. Saying you haven't been in the telly for so long.
No deal.
It's all them children you've killed with helicopters.
That's slanderous. You can't say that.
I didn't mean it, Noel. I don't really think
Is that actually true?
No, probably not. I think it would be on the... People would know. It's just one of those, like... old wives' tales. It's not that. That's not the correct terminology for that. It's just a lie, I think. But
why doesn't this person feel like home? Or this thing?
What is that? Your question to me?
It's quite literal, this one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, literally is about Essex, where I was. Well, the area of Essex I was brought up. And I feel like it's kind of when I feel like I feel like I've talked about this a lot because I've been doing interviews up until the album. But look, it's I used to be really angry about Essex. I used to be like have this real disdain to it. Not Essex because I haven't been to all of Essex, but just where I was brought up, like in the little rural Essex countryside. But as the more time that's gone, the more I kind of just like I do look back at it in a kind of a nice way, and I enjoy coming back. But I didn't used to, and I think it was like this song's kind of about coming to terms with that. It's not really my home anymore, but it once was, and I'm okay with that, you know. And that's kind of why I decided to call the album that as well, just because each song is about something from Essex, or that I came to know in Essex anyway.
It's quite, as you say, that's it's quite a literal one, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
because like
it's quite
all the lyrics
got some quite emo lines in it as well.
Yeah, hit me with an emo line.
I recently I was working on an alternative version with someone, and they really took the mickey out of me for this line. I'll mourn your gradual death, but cherish every breath. When said out loud, it does sound super dramatic. I think the word cherish is isn't that emo, the word cherish?
Well, so you can't have sentences like that in songs.
Well, no, I think you can. It's just I think because someone told me it was quite emo, I was like, oh yeah, I guess it is. But now you're making me think it's not. Pretty much, my personality depends on whoever I've last spoken to.
It might sound different if you sing it though.
Yeah.
Try singing it instead.
I'll mourn your gradual death.
Yeah, it's not
cherish every breath. I guess I sung it like Steve Cockney, or whatever his name is.
That's not emo.
Yeah, it's not emo, is it?
It's got the word funerals in it. It's a bit emo.
That is it. About births as well. It's like the opposite, isn't it?
You covered all bases.
Covered all the bases. All right, next.
Well, I don't I don't know what else we can talk about that one.
Nothing. It's very literal.
Okay.
I feel like most of the songs are really, apart from the the terrible one. Let's get that out of the way, shall we? Like the Brussels sprout it is. I love Brussels sprouts now.
Yeah, but we're tackling this second.
It's funny because I've just realised you're the anonymous dinosaur on the Google Doc.
What?
You
can see a little dinosaur on there, can you?
You're a little anonymous dinosaur. All right, this one. I think we talked in the last when we had a live stream together. We talked about this song, didn't we? Like
I can't even remember what I had for breakfast.
Fair enough.
We spoke like months ago.
That is true. Well, you got any ideas? What's it about?
I think it's about growing up.
Yeah, done. Next. Yeah, I mean, more or less, it's kind of like this is the only song from this particular time period, like kind of mid-teens, I'd say. That kind of feeling where I feel like a lot of my emotions would manifest themselves as kind of anger or numbness, and I feel like that's probably a common thing for a lot of teenagers. Anyway, maybe not. Maybe I'm just trying to throw everyone under the bus, but it was for me. And this song is a kind of about developing a bit more of emotional maturity so that I can articulate a few more emotions other than just anger and apathetic numbness.
What's the line? I'll stop dancing with my ego about.
Well, I guess it's like pretty much trying to come to terms with the fact that sometimes the reason that I'm so scared of being, I don't know, honest or like trying to be, I don't know, like emotionally vulnerable is just because I don't want to not look cool. Or back then anyway, you know. I didn't want to look, cry in public, so I was scared how it would make me look. So it's kind of about that, I guess.
I like this line as well. Can the age reach my veins so the truth can leave my face?
Yeah. Well, that was kind
Why
of
are you laughing?
just funny, isn't it? For some reason, so it tickled me, even though I wrote it, I guess.
What does it mean?
Well, I guess it's just this unrealistic longing that just time will mean that you'll get better at dealing with your emotions rather than having to put in any effort or having to do any work on it. That just by getting older, you'll suddenly become emotionally mature or really, zen, which...
Do you know what I read into that line?
Go on.
Because, like, when you were younger, like, you did lots of lies. You were always lying. And I wonder if, like, that means, can I get older so that I'm able to tell the truth?
Well, I guess it's kind of like, yeah. That's also
Is that what it's about?
Yeah, I guess that as well. That's a good thing about songs.
Please, I want to grow up so I can stop lying.
Why was I lying though? Because I was scared. Probably.
I'm a child that got too tall. That feels like everyone would relate to that.
Yeah, I think I do that style of line at least in one other song as well. The idea that we kind of all remain children inside. Like,
yeah.
Whereas I used to think, when I'm like as old as my dad, I'll be an adult inside. But realistically, that doesn't change much. Like that kind of inner voice, unless you really work hard.
But do you think that though? I think it does a bit. I reckon there's like different stages. Because like I feel like when you get to like being late teens or something like that.
Yeah.
That is your adult inside head. And that then stays forever.
You think?
Yeah, I reckon there's a few different phases because you're not like a 5-year-old in your head, are you?
No, I guess not.
But you're also not like because at 12 you're probably still pretty scared and overwhelmed by loads of stuff. So it must be like 16-ish.
Yeah.
Like maybe 16 to 20, I would say. And then it's almost like the pause button happens and that doesn't ever change.
I reckon maybe it's an amalgamation of like, you have little bits you just pop on top,
Yeah.
You're like a sponge of time.
Time sponge.
Time sponge. Anyway, we spent far too long on this bollock.
Yeah, the worst one.
Yeah.
There's so much in this one. This one's really fascinating.
All right, let's go for.
Let's do it last.
Beast Behind Your Eyes.
Yeah, all right. Not many lyrics, is there? In this one?
It's short one. some of them are highlighted as well. I think it's from when I did some gigs and Lila did some harmonies. So I just highlighted which ones I wanted her to do. Boring.
Helpful.
Yeah, this one. I feel like this is fairly... In my head, this is quite straightforward, but I'd be interested to hear what your reading of it is. Harry Palmer says, I hope those Easter eggs aren't from Cage 10s.
He's got the best lines.
He has got the best lines. No offense, trying to find my feet.
He'll be pleased to know I bought a tent
Edmonds.
today.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that?
What, me?
Wait, what did you... No. What?
I said
Dennis
Harry would be pleased to know that I bought a tent.
Are you, Harry? He's probably gone now. He popped on. Supportive comment. Leave.
I know what this song's about, by the way.
Go
on. Car keys.
No, but I'm interested to see how you arrived at that.
Well, because like the beast behind your eyes is like when you're sat like behind the headlights. You think it's keeping you safe, car, but it's just you hiding because you're in the car. I hope you can be free because you want to get to the end of your journey and be safe. I don't think you're lost. You're just like car keys.
Why?
Is it about car keys?
No. But what? Why not car journeys? Why car keys specifically?
Because you're addressing them directly.
Oh, right, you're talking to them.
You're lost. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess car keys live an odd life, don't they?
Yeah.
They're in the car.
And then at the end, you know you're not lost. Cause
there's just someone pulling you out.
Car keys.
Pulling you out of the keyhole.
Yeah.
Yep. No, well,
it's not about that, is it?
No, it's not about my childhood obsession with car keys.
What was it about?
It's about alcoholism. Can't say that. Alcoholism. Intense, isn't it? Intense.
Yeah. This is an emo stream, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a nice one. Like
nice alcoholism.
Well, it's like it'd be very easy for me to be like a lot of my family are. I don't think they'd be upset with me saying socially acceptable alcoholics. And some of them, you know, are more than that. And I wanted to write a song kind of from a place of understanding to them rather than from a place of anger. You know? That's not that emo, is it? I guess it is a bit emo.
I wish I had known that before I said it was about car keys.
But yeah, it's just about people that use alcohol.
It's nice though, because you're singing it like from a position of hope.
Yeah, like I understand why people get addicted to alcohol or any substance. Like it's like, and I don't know. I guess like I just think there is always a way out with support, and I just wanted them to know that I understand, and I don't think that you need it as much as you maybe think you do.
Why do you call it a beast?
Drama.
Yeah.
Drama makes it more dramatic. Is
that just for the song?
No, I guess it's more that like I think that when you drink, it kind of gets a hold of you and you become a slightly different version. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, things are different. Makes you slightly different, you know. That was it. That's all that was about. Nothing too deep.
Okay.
Trying to find my feet.
Not going to trivialise any songs going forward because of.
You trivialise.
I have no idea what themes coming next. It's about torture of World War II refugees.
Well, just think. Anyway,
I thought it was about bouncy castles.
It's all about my childhood, so there's nothing that traumatic going on. Don't worry.
Right. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah. We're trying to find my feet. Just said, is it about Lloyd Grossman? That's made me think I know that even more. I used to talk about Lloyd Grossman a lot back in the day. I can't dwell on it unless they reveal themselves. I can't dwell on it anymore. Next song. I'm dwelling on it so
Lloyd
much I can barely
Grossman.
talk. I'm thinking about who they are.
You should do the rest of it in Lloyd Grossman's voice.
Okay. Okay. God, I don't know how he talks.
Not like that.
Tomato, vodka sauce.
Is he still
Tomato,
alive?
vodka sauce. I don't know.
That was you nearly had it then. Yeah,
Who
there was a bit of
lives
it.
in a house like this?
That's it.
Does he do that?
It's amazing.
Oh,
That's like from nothing to Lloyd Grossman in 30 seconds.
Thank you. That's the
You
top.
do that with all impressions.
Well, no, definitely not.
Okay.
All right, next one. I feel like none of them. Let's save to the happiest till end. Anxious Mothers.
Yeah, all right.
This is pretty easy, probably.
Yeah, I like this one. It's a bit of a play on words, isn't it?
Yeah. I like it. I like that, don't I? Play on words.
Yeah. It's about your mum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why did you want to write a song about your mum?
Well, number one, she was always going on about how I'd written a song about my dad.
Yeah, so just to even things up a bit.
And I kept saying, Mum, you don't know what you're going for. I'm not gonna hold anything back. And then actually, I think it's probably quite a nice song. I've spoken to her about it, and she likes it. It's just the idea that I feel like at a certain point you stop being needed as like a mum, as a mother figure, and you can just, I don't know, focus on your own issues. And I thought my mum's always struggled with a variety of anxiety and depression, and maybe dealing with any of that was kind of put on hold because you're looking after someone else. And I guess it was like a little song saying, "That'll do, pig," you know. Sorry, I called you a pig, Mum. That's what's that from?
That should be the final line.
That'll do, pig.
Sorry, I called you a pig, Mum. That's great.
So yeah,
and there's a grammatical error in the first line. Can
I guess what it is?
Yeah.
Is it not putting an apostrophe between Y and S on boys?
Yeah, correct.
Yes,
it's possessive.
It's possessive. Yeah, that's a recent learn from me.
Yeah, we've learnt it.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Annoying thing is though,
I haven't checked the rest of it.
Do you know what's bothered me? I should have done this beforehand. Because all of these lyrics have gone on the vinyl, so there will be. But I kind of just accepted that there would be grammatical.
Well, yeah,
errors.
but it's a bit of you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit of me.
Well, that's a bit of old you, not new you, because now you know.
Exactly. One of those. There's a UVE in this one. I always struggle with them ones.
What?
You know, trust me, you've done your job.
Oh, you have.
I always struggle with them. Where are you putting that apostrophe? I used to put it after E.
After E?
You never have two, do you? I used to think maybe it was, and then obviously another time I wanted to put it in between the V and the E as well.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Not anymore. I understand why, but you know, that's. Anything else about the song? I feel like it's pretty obvious. Little Easter egg. Not really. It's not. I'm calling everything an Easter egg now. In the song, I originally wanted to do a big scream at the end and get my mum to scream, but then I kind of decided a bit too much.
There's a double space in the last line as well, right? After and.
Where?
The final line of the song.
Oh yeah, I was hoping I'd
all
just
off.
done that.
Those eyes were wonky.
Blast.
But that I didn't know if that might be an Easter egg, and your
Yeah.
mum has wonky eyes.
There, she does. Terrible eyes. She's got fat eyelids like me. They sort of hang over.
She's
Hope she's not watching this.
She's had all the compliments. That'll do, pig.
Fat eyelided pig.
Right,
alright.
move on.
Yeah, this is done. All right, next. Well, let's go in. This is a fairly heavy one. Monster. know what this is about?
Yeah, I can't.
About car keys.
Yeah, there's nothing.
They're going to guess.
This one seems really really important to you, Will. What's this one about?
When I was a child, I met Lloyd Grossman. No, that feels like I'm putting him in. I'm potentially throwing Lloyd Grossman under the bus there.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Don't do that. Sorry, Lloyd. It wasn't you. No, this song is about abuse. I was abused when I was a young whipper. I don't know. I feel like I can't talk about this without trying to make it in some kind of light-hearted thing. I guess not light-hearted, but basically I was sexually abused when I was a child, and I've always wanted to write a song about it, but I always wanted it to be from a place of, I don't know, I guess when eventually, after having, I thought you'd just gone then.
I
can't take this anymore.
Yeah. I feel horribly uncomfortable. Stop talking about things that are serious. Bye.
After a while of therapy, I think just for me, it really helped to humanise the guy, and then in the end, kind of, I guess, forgive him to some extent, and so that song is about that, and yeah, probably up there with the most important song to me, because I never thought I'd write about it and release it, and I have, so I'm happy with it. So yeah, that's that. Any questions?
No comments.
No comments. Any grammar issues?
Well, do you know what? I was just wondering if actually the main chorus is kind of grammatically inaccurate.
Oh, yeah.
There is no monsters. No, wouldn't it be there are no monsters?
That is true. How insensitive of you.
Doesn't really work. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry about that.
No, it's, I don't know. I know what you mean, because I was very aware of it, but I didn't.
What do I say in response?
What?
Like, well done for sharing.
No.
What do you?
No, you don't have to say anything. You didn't say anything about any other songs.
Maybe a lot of people are in, like, because everyone's sharing more now, aren't they? Than like they have done historically.
What about their experience of abuse and stuff like that?
Yeah, everything. Like
everything.
Yeah, like the curtains have been drawn wide open.
Yeah.
And everyone's just sharing everything now. But no one really thinks about the receiver.
No.
Of that information.
Well,
what are you supposed to do in that situation? Like, am I just supposed to kind of just absorb it, or do I? What would you like? Would you like me to go? Thank you.
I think
well done.
It is difficult, because I at the moment I'm working with a charity where I'm speaking to other people who have been abused, and you'd think that because I've had it, I've been abused, I'd find it easier. But I think it's the same with speaking to someone who's, wife's just been in a car crash, or their dad's just died of cancer. It's just there's no one way of talking about trauma. And no person's ever going to react the same way. So I think it's just trying your best to read it and not worry too much. I feel like for me personally, I always hated it when people would call me brave, or or just be like, oh, just suddenly their way they would behave. But I also accepted that was going to happen, because it's a horrible thing to happen. And no one wants it to happen. And so, you don't really know how to... You want someone to know that that's a shit thing to happen to you. Sorry about that, So I just don't think there is but I think it's a two-way thing.
What's the weirdest reaction you've ever had?
The weirdest reaction? I can't think of one. I feel like most people have just responded fairly...
Similarly.
No, I do. I don't want to say it because I feel bad, just in case they're someone at a music service that I work with said, I kind of said it in passing, so I don't think they were really listening. And I was like, oh yeah, I think maybe this song would be, be good or something for. Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's doing really well at the moment. Yeah, so we'll tap into that. I think they just meant like. I don't think they meant songs about abuse are really, that's some problem.
Oh yeah, cha-ching.
Yeah, that's some sweet abuse dollars there. I don't think they meant that. Like, and a while after they were like, "Oh, sorry, I was a bit insensitive there." I was like, "No, it's fine," but like that was a bit weird. I've never had anyone respond that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, let's move off this
Yeah.
sensitive subject.
Trying to find my feet said probably this conversation about it. What do they think? What? Maybe that was to do. When was that? I don't know. I'm not sure what. Maybe that was like what. What's the best thing to respond? Show them that conversation.
I think it was more likely what's the weirdest way anyone's ever responded. But just to be clear, this isn't the first time we've had this conversation.
Yeah, it is. No, it's not.
Is it? Oh yeah.
I mean,
I've never met you before.
Why would I be telling Noel Edmonds about?
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a show about where he helps people. I don't know what I'm going on about. Should we go to the next one?
Yeah.
This is a nice one. The next one, Step Down.
Oh, there it is.
I don't think I've ever talked to you about this song, so I'd love to. I don't think I've ever talked to you about the concept of this song or anything about it, so I feel like you're going in fresh.
I feel like
You've changed to a wolf now, by the way.
have I?
Yep, you're an anonymous wolf.
I feel like this is about like a step parent.
That's clever.
Is that what it's about?
No, but that would have been
Like maybe like a step parent who's kind of stepped in and done a great job in raising you, making you feel safe. But now you're kind of going, look, you don't need to be so involved.
No, it's not. But it's kind of it. It's
You don't need to worry about me anymore.
It's that sentiment, but it's about someone different, not about a step parent. It is actually about an imaginary friend that I had when I was a wee nipper.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't really like an imaginary friend like you see in the movies, like it's a little egg with a hat on or whatever people have. Mine was more just I knew that there wasn't really a person there, but I just talked to them anyway. You know, like I often just talk to myself. You know.
Right. Okay.
And it was kind of like, but I'd get quite sad about it. But I think I also enjoyed having my own little company, you know. So it's like,
What would you get sad about?
well, just
There wasn't actually anyone there.
Yeah, that I'd sort of have this weird moment where I'd become aware that I was just talking to myself in my bedroom, and I wasn't talking to like, I don't know, the toys that I was playing with or whatever. And I'd have this moment of awareness where I'd catch it, and then I'd get a bit sad. Oh, I'm just playing by myself, you know.
It wasn't. Right. Okay.
But there was like, so these moments where I was completely lost in play or like playing with, myself.
You were playing having an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
But they're not actually being an imaginary friend. You knowing that you were playing it.
Exactly. Well, in the moment.
And then every now and again you get sad there wasn't an actual imaginary friend.
I'd catch myself. I'd be like, oh. And the song's not about that. The song's just straight down the line about this concept of the imaginary friend and how, I don't know, I like the idea that like...
Oh, so this isn't about your experience necessarily.
Well, it's
when you're... I'm grateful for your patience. Like when I was 2 feet tall. Are you talking to you?
Well,
that's the case?
I'm talking to an imaginary friend who was created by me, vis-a-vis probably me. But I'm talking to the imaginary friend. It's confusing, isn't it? Now that we've started to talk about it, I feel like I should have just gone, yeah, it's about my stepdad.
And then you could have had an Easter egg in the name.
Yeah. And Nigel would be happy because he's the only one that hasn't got a song about him.
Well, next album.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's about
Harry would be wanting one as well.
Yeah, I do like the idea of. I've always liked the idea of people having imaginary friends because it feels like a defense mechanism from loneliness as a child, I think. But it's weird as an adult. Adults don't really have.
So, like, do children that have siblings have imaginary friends?
Don't know.
Do you think?
Maybe not. Did you?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Maybe it is just an only child thing. Anyway, that.
I'm going to get you an egg with a hat on for Christmas.
Yeah, that's a cooked egg.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
The Easter egg.
All right. How many we got left?
I don't know. You were running the order.
Yeah, that's true. We'll go for Just Smile next. Angry. This is the angriest song on the album.
Yeah.
Lots of lyrics there. Actually, a lot of them are the same, I guess. Choruses are funny, aren't they?
Yeah, like,
It's just the same words over
when
and
you
over
were
again.
writing it, feels like if it's angry by nature, like, were you angry when you were writing it?
No.
Like, is it like a cathartic process where, like, you sit down and you write and then you feel better afterwards, like writing a diary? Or do you actually, like, you feel the emotion as you're doing it?
Well, it's more like what I like about songs is how I would love it if you could have all arguments and conversations. Is that you could stop time, think about exactly what you wanted to say for probably a year or two, and then you go back into that conversation and you just say it perfectly, with all the reflection time, none of the actual like in the moment feelings really. And so like with this song, I actually had lyrics from when I was like 15, 16. Like early on, and I just took some of the lines, and it's probably like the first song that I'd written from the album, and so I tried to tap in, like I read lyrics from back around that time. I tried to tap in to this like anger and try and understand where the anger was coming from, and I guess it's kind of loosely about like I don't know the like. And hopefully it's not much the same anymore these days, but back then it was still. The idea of being a boy was that you weren't really much of an emotional creature, you know? You kind of just had to get on with it.
I think this is my favourite one.
Yeah?
Or one of them.
Like, lyrically or the song?
The song.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm still stuck on something that you said.
Go on.
You know, like what you were saying about if you could, like, freeze time and then go away and like formulate your argument and then like for as long as you want and then unpause and carry on with it.
Yeah.
Do you not think that like the longer that you waited, like the more pressure would build as well, and then you just end up unpausing and like fluffing your lines or something?
No, I guess like yeah, and I guess it'd be weird because you couldn't just focus on that conversation for that whole year. Or whatever.
Maybe you'd never unpause.
Yeah.
Maybe like the fear of like what they might say next, and that it was going to be a never-ending cycle would just leave you to go. Everyone's just better off paused.
Yeah. Well, isn't there like a couple's therapy technique that's like the pause button? I feel like I've seen
Bernard's watch.
No, not Bernard's watch. It's where like if you're having an argument, you can pause it.
Can you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it would ever work for me personally, but I feel like I've heard of it working. Is the idea that you can having an argument, but the reality of it is you've got to go to dinner or you've got to go to work or something, and you can't continue having the argument. So you just go pause, and then you kiss each other goodbye or whatever.
If there's anything that's going to wind up and upset spouse more than the argument itself, surely it's putting your hand up and going pause.
Yeah, I mean maybe the hand gesture isn't just. I feel like, but if it's something that's agreed, but yeah, I could see how it could run.
Not like stopping traffic.
Yeah.
Pause.
But yeah, no, I guess you would. Everyone might end up on pause. Or actually, I do think that I'd just go back. Like I wish I could go back in time and have conversations more honestly and articulately than I did. You know, but. Also, but that's why I got to do this bloody album. I just say it all, apart from if I
you
cared.
wouldn't have had this song.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And this wasn't about anyone in particular. It was just a kind of feeling that I had, and this kind of anger of, I don't know, not really feeling like what this idea of a boy was to me back then. And just being a child, I think I was just angry with how I felt children were treated. This idea that you couldn't didn't understand things as well, or that you couldn't, or that I feel like there was a lot of times when I was a child where I remember my family speaking about me in another room as if I didn't have ears or something.
Have you actually said what this is about yet?
No,
or
I don't think so.
I was gonna say, or was I just really thinking about Burner's Watch the whole time? Because I read this as, or when I listen to it as well, it feels like it's about that childhood repression and or almost like that idea that children shouldn't be able to express themselves fully and freely, and you've held on to that a little bit, and now you're just saying no, forget all that and just let it out.
Yeah. I think it's almost like the verses are kind of me just what I wish I would have said as a little articulated boy, whereas I wasn't. I just be like, oh, scared of upsetting everyone.
You should have highlighted those bits.
I should have highlighted those bits.
It would have made it easy to pick them out.
And then at the end, I was a bit embarrassed of the final chorus because it felt a bit. And I think maybe I don't know, it's a British thing or but it almost, I wanted to have a bit at the end where I'm kind of saying to my child self, be strong, be weak, be you. But I've always found it a bit as it can feel a bit conceited and lame, but I think maybe it's just this Britishness in me of
I think there's so much it's so different when you read it or when you hear you speaking it than the context of it in a song.
Yeah.
Because when I listen to it, it's so that. The final chorus is the most powerful one.
Yeah.
It's great.
But when you read it out, it sounds like sort of a self-help book from 1980.
And then surely every song's like that out of context.
Yeah. No, I guess you're right.
You just read out lyrics.
Yeah, that's true. But
who let the dogs out? Who? Out of context, rubbish.
Yeah.
In a song. Brilliant.
Genius, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's found out either. It's like the chicken or the egg. Although we've discussed this, haven't we?
No lemons with a helicopter.
Well, I feel like we've done that song. That's summed up. We have 3 more left.
Do we?
Yeah. Powering through them. I think this live stream is going to be under an hour and a half. Imagine that. Pretty good, isn't it? Fantastic.
I've got stuff to do.
Apologies for keeping you here. All right. Gonna go for Everyone Will Be Lost. That was the last single that was out. Also, I feel like I've really milked the album for all it's worth.
Why?
There's been a lot of singles that have come out. Confusingly so, people keep thinking that the album's come out because there's so many singles that have come out. But, to be transparent, it's a better way of getting more chances to be on Spotify playlists, which is how a lot of artists make money. So
give away all your secrets.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty accepted.
Yeah, imagine back in the day when you were only allowed one single.
Yeah. But then I guess that would be promoted, and then people would buy the album off of it or something.
How many singles have you released for this album?
What? 7.
Is this song about just everyone will be dead one day, so don't worry about stuff?
Yeah, pretty much. This one was the easiest to write because it was a very strong memory. I just have the memory of when I found out about the concept of death, and I was outside May and Brett's in Dunmo, and my mum was like, My mum clearly, I don't know, I just like was just being a bit annoying, asking questions, like walking along, like just beside her, and she was just like, doing her jobs, needs to do, doing the shopping, and it just had me like dragging me along, and I was just asking her questions, and I think she wasn't really thinking too much about responding, and I think one of the questions more or less I asked was like, what like, where I think I was asking about where my grandma was. And she was like, "Well, she's dead." I was like, "What do you mean?" And then it kind of went from there. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but the general concept was, yeah, we're all gonna die one day. You'll die. I'll die. Everyone you know will die. And I don't think she really.
I can't imagine your mum just like laying it out like that.
But maybe she didn't go into that like much detail, but. I don't know, maybe I was like cognizant enough that she just had to slightly flip a switch to the idea that there was an end,
Yeah.
And then
it sounds like she's like laying it on thick.
No, I've probably
like, right, I've had enough of you.
I've just tied it all together. I've just tied it if she's dead, then you're next. And then me. And like that's kind of how I tie it together. And so the song's just about learning the concept of death as a child.
How am I supposed to sleep again? Did it worry you that much when you were little?
I thought about it a lot, yeah, because it's just like I remember, but probably like a couple of days, I was really bothered about it, and then I went on to like, I don't know, biker mice or something.
Yeah, AOL.
But I don't know, just it's probably the only song that's about a very specific memory.
Love biker mice. You just reminded me of that. They used to
mice.
ride up walls, didn't they?
Yeah, do anything.
Brilliant. Well, you know what you should have said to your mum?
Go on.
Oh, do pig.
Yeah, no, shut up. But no, obviously what I've done in this song is the conversation didn't go exactly like this. It wasn't verbatim. It would have been a very short song otherwise. But yeah, there you go.
Are all the songs like roughly the same length?
Ranging from probably 3 to 4.5 minutes.
Because like when you look at the amount of lyrics on the page, like some are noticeably dinky, but then you got this one which is like a lot longer, and it's crazy that they're all similar sort of lengths.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think this one is one of the longest, but. Like Beast Behind Your Eyes, for example, that's not got many lyrics in it.
This one should be the longest, really, though, when you're trying to get to grips with
concept of death,
the finite existence.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really explore it that deeply, to be fair. I didn't at the time, but
or even please say again on there as well. I like that even in your song you're clarifying things. Well, that's that done, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's 2 more. The next one for you.
Oh, yeah. This one about me.
Yeah. Do you remember singing this over and over again? For you.
Yeah. So many different versions of it. Yeah, I
do. Any idea off the top?
Well, I know this one, don't I?
Do you?
But shall I make something up?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it about geese?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'd never write a song for them. They irritate the hind legs off of me. Is that people say that?
Yeah.
Their own hind legs.
Yeah.
Where is the hind? Top.
Hind.
All right. Hind's legs.
Delicious. Yeah, lovely little tomatoey sauce. Well,
no, it's not.
This one's about a lady, isn't it?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, it was.
No.
Oh well, I've got it wrong then.
Yeah. No, it's I mean, it is
about your dog.
No, it's not about anyone particular. It's how I used to approach love as a younger, probably even more to recently. So it's like I've framed it as a love song, but I'd say this is an unhealthy way to love.
See, if there was like going back to what we were talking about earlier and kind of taking sentences or lines out of context.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the one in this takes the cake.
Go on.
Is there a way into those hands?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. that
Yeah.
one wins.
I feel like that song, that line only works because it's sung so slowly, so you're not really thinking about what's being said.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look weird.
That should be like prefixed by like, excuse me. Like just knocking on a door and putting your head around. Excuse me. Is there a way into those hands?
just chucking myself in the hands.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so it's about I mean, I'd say even probably in my last relationship up until now, and even probably at the start of this, well, being with Marion and out, like at the start of the relationship, I was still in this like people pleasing, scared of being alone, wanted to like, I don't know, had just like this distorted idea of what relationships should be like, out of a place of fear, and so I wanted to write a song about that, but it could also just look like a kind of desperate kind of love song as well.
It's like
take it
when you talk about skin drying up, is that like getting old?
Yeah, pretty much. I'd used up hair going grey. I needed another thing.
The thing is though, like you say that, but have you ever like real old people's skin? It's the opposite of dry.
No, I'd happen to agree.
It's quite soft, isn't it?
It is. I guess it's more you assume, don't you? Yeah, it's like a...
Well, you imagine it to be like tortoise leg.
Yeah, maybe I'm more... In this particular line, I'm in love with an apple.
Okay.
And so apples dry eventually, don't they? They rot and then they dry. So maybe I'm talking about apple love at that point.
Okay.
Or I've just got it wrong. Maybe that's not a grammatical error. That's just biology error.
Is there a way into those hands? My favourite lyric of all of yours ever. So get that on a t-shirt.
So it made me think of Alan Partridge when you were saying it as well.
Yeah, I'll have it. Maybe that's who's in Norfolk.
Oh, I'd love that. Alan? His name's not Alan though, is it? Steve.
I've come out with the song now. Are we going on to the last one?
Yeah, last one. I've saved this one till last. Unconditional Love. Is
this one about me?
It is. I'd say it's out and out love, joy, love. As I said,
You can tell me about it.
Well, I thought maybe we could go through the whole thing a bit, because unlike all of the other songs ever on the album, no one's heard this one yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be the what they call in the industry the hero track.
Oh yeah.
It's just the song that's being pitched with
the only one that isn't a single.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. No, there's actually what other songs aren't singles?
You made it to not being a single.
Step Down.
Yeah.
That's not a single. Monsters not
If
a single.
Has that been a single?
Yeah. Imagine that. I feel like that's people's fault. So it's just because if some people like it.
People's.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
But Step Down and Monster have been acoustic versions on the acoustic EP that came out. So Unconditional Love is literally the last song that hasn't been out. So save the best till last. And it is my favourite song on the album.
This one?
Yeah. Remember when you asked that question at the start?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's really this.
Anyway, so yeah, I wrote this song. I wanted to probably one of my favourite things about my childhood was the fact that I met you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
Was I in your childhood though?
I mean, by childhood, I'm counting up to 18.
Teenhood.
Yeah, like that was more. What were we? 13, 14?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. Yeah.
Can't really remember. I can't remember the moment.
Well, I remember the first time we hung out together was introduced by Harry. Yeah, and I had a kidney infection.
You shouldn't have been doing that.
Yeah, but I did it. I didn't want to Made me think I was a wimp. But so yeah, I've always wanted to write a song for you or about you. And Marianne is actually always jealous of this song because she thinks it's the nicest love song I've ever written, and it's not about her.
Yeah.
She hates all the ones I've written about
Should
her.
be. What was the last one you wrote about her?
Ooh,
Pause.
Until You Meet the Dust.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're just always like, maybe she likes the lyrics, but the feel of them is always over the top, like Disney dramatic. Whereas this one's, I guess, quite sweet and it's just acoustic guitar. You play piano on it, don't you?
Oh yeah.
And you sing on it. Remember that?
Yeah. Who are you?
That's a different one. Anyway, I thought maybe we'd go through the. Well, I guess because we've never talked specifically about lyrics, maybe we just go through
all of them,
line at a time. Yeah. Well,
that's worked well so far. Saying all the words out of context.
Well, I feel like there's not much that I think's lame here.
No.
I can see one. But let's go through it. Through joy.
Is it repeated twice by any chance?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you know the one.
That's good.
Through joy or hurt, I can call you up.
Obvious, isn't it?
Pretty easy. Yeah. Just to start off, just going.
I can't get you off the phone.
Yeah, they won't stop. I even make you do phone calls in front of everyone else in the public domain.
Yeah.
Yes. In the middle of a battle, when the wolf was at my bed. Now, this is a bit more abstract, I guess, because a wolf has never been at my bed, and I've never been in a battle. So.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could maybe just for the listener, if anyone is listening or watching it, they wouldn't know that.
They don't know what sort of upbringing you've had.
Yeah. It's more just through hard times, you know.
Yeah.
So that was that line. Through teenage love or the taste of my sickening sour pride. It's kind of just like, you know, that you've been there throughout everything, through like bad relationships that I've been in or good ones, or, you know, and vice versa, I like to think. And also that you've carried on being friends with me in spite of being in multiple bands with me. And my sickening
it's
sour...
sour sickening. It's like you get like sickly sweet, don't you?
Yeah.
But like, it's sour ever make you feel sick?
I guess too much of it.
Makes your face hurt.
Yeah. This was more, it's when I'm being sickening and sour, you know, like bitter. If I'm being like resentful or, you know, just being a little knobhead. You know, that you're...
Yeah, I know that.
You're...
I'll say pause now.
You say pause, yeah, stop it. And I just grab your hand and I have to chew on it. And I say, is there a way in here? Like, but a walk around the earth with you would settle me down. You familiar with what that's about?
About walking around the field?
Yeah, like that. No, do you want to talk about that? Explain that? Because maybe no one...
Whenever we used to... Where the studio was, like we'd always have a little walk around, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Like before, in the middle, afterwards, and that's kind of where we do all our little heart to hearts.
Yeah, and it was like a circle, like a little oval shape, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that bit, and then I say, I only hope I do the same when you're feeling weathered. Oh.
Yeah.
Error. You are? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, get that sorted. I feel like you call me weathered as well. Like that's a term that you use to describe me.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if you are tired, it does change the colour of your skin. Once.
Well, after when I went surfing.
Yeah. I'm gonna have the lyrics up because maybe that's more interesting than our faces.
Well, you haven't had them up.
Oh, just for the start of this conversation about this song, I haven't. But you know, we've already done the first verse. So yeah, that, you know,
is that like, that feels like it's directly related to when we went surfing.
It's
I
not.
feel like when you wrote those, you were thinking about that specifically.
I think it's more just like I wanted a word that was more interesting when you're feeling sad or blue or
Yeah.
down, and I feel like weathered. I have seen you weathered, so it felt like a good
After
word.
you lifted me from the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, that's specifically to do with that.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I didn't. I was so
So
in
I
that
think maybe
line that I
that
forgot.
triggered when you used thought weathered. You then thought about that, and then you went straight to when we went surfing
Yeah,
and
I think it's
getting me out of the
proof.
sea.
It is proof that that is the case because I'd forgotten about the sea line, and then yeah, hands down, that is what I did.
Yeah.
So that's like an over dramatization of the time when.
But then you knew you'd be called out on that, and so for the next line, you're like, I mean, not a real one, of course. So you're preempting being challenged by me on how you wrote that line.
Yeah, yeah. And then
We have been in the sea.
yeah, but I've never. I don't think I'm a. I mean, as well,
We haven't been
specifically.
in the sea much, though, have we?
No, and in that situation, if you were dying, I wouldn't know because I was running away from you.
You
But yeah, then I kind of. It's way too dangerous for either of us.
don't
That's
like
just
scary things.
yeah, we're not good at physical scary things anyway. And then I go next line. I know it's sometimes hard for you to fall and drop your guard, but if you're lonely, say you'll call me. Do you think that's fair, or does that feel like an attack?
No.
No, good.
Yeah, I've got stiff upper lip, haven't I?
Stiff upper lip, like in that Just Smile song, innit? Soul's cyclical.
Yeah, I'm not very good. Like, you never have that situation where I'm pouring out stuff to you and you've got to worry about how to react.
No.
Because I just stuff it all in.
No, I feel like occasionally, if you're in the right zone, we've done a few rounds of the Earth.
Yeah.
You will let one slip out.
You've got to unlock
Here
me.
and there. So yeah, that's a pre-chorus. So that will be coming back again. And
We don't
then
need to cover that again.
we go into the chorus. I'll be full of love, unconditional love for you, boy. Pretty much. Jack, that's it really. The sentiment of that, I don't know how. Doesn't need much explaining. Just that. I will always love you.
That's nice.
Yep, done that. I forgot that we were doing a live stream for a minute then. I don't know if you could tell, my eyes are watering a little bit.
Are they?
Yep. I put it on the big screen.
Yeah.
This is
You get
tender.
all
It's
the
real
emotions up.
tender, isn't it? It's tender. It's good. It's kind of fitting. The next line. In the past, we've struggled opening up. Were we burdened by our gender, or just kids?
Is that you saying that you wanted to kiss me?
No, it's more. That's more just like, why have we struggled to open up?
Do you want to jump into my house?
Yeah, I mean, we've discussed it. It would have been convenient if we
That would
were
have been absolutely
if we were
ideal.
attracted to each other in some way.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you find me repulsive. So my wooing.
Not much I can do about that.
No, unfortunately not. But no, it's more about I'm kind of pondering: have we struggled to open up because of the stereotypes of boys, or was it just because we were kids? Because I feel like we're better now, being honest. We've had difficult, open conversations, and I don't know. I don't feel like I'd be scared to tell you anything these days, but maybe I was in the past. But I don't know if it's because of gender or, that I was just I don't know. What do you think?
Agenda.
Agenda.
You didn't schedule it.
Yeah,
Could have been because of agenda.
could have been. I would schedule in.
I don't know. Is it? I don't know what it
I
was.
think it's a bit to do with age and probably a bit to do with upbringing, which is all a bit to do with
maybe.
gender stereotypes, I guess. So it's all linked together. A little mixture, a little meze of repression. Next, when I'm scared to talk about your death, this is null and void now that you're cured. In case we burst to flames.
Well, I don't think it is.
Do you want to open up about that? Tell me, open up. Don't. That was the wrong phrasing. What's that about?
Well, it's about my poorly body.
You've got you're riddled, don't you?
Yeah, I've got got a bad body. But I'm fixed now. Well, I'm not necessarily fixed,
Well,
which is why I've had to keep going on mute to cough.
Oh, yeah, I haven't noticed that. You've done that expertly.
Yeah, no, I've got a skill for it.
But you've got cystic fibrosis, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Which affects your lung capacity, digestive system, and until recently had quite a significant impact on your mortality.
Yeah. Well, it still might do.
Well,
I mean, don't go like all optimistic.
No, I'm not going. I mean, you could get hit. Anyone could get hit by a bus.
Yeah, could do. Well, hopefully not now.
Well, people could still get hit by buses.
Oh yeah, they could.
But yeah, I guess that line is specifically about, and I wrote that before this new drug that had come out.
New magic drug.
Yeah. But
Well, I think still. I don't want to give you too much comfort.
No, don't worry. I'm still.
I think you should still proceed like.
As if you are
horribly ill.
No, don't worry. I will.
Okay,
I will.
good.
I mean, it makes the song.
Because I feel like it did lead to certain concessions for me.
No, you'll still get the same concessions, and if you did die, I'm sure this song would probably get a bit bigger as well.
Okay.
So
That helped.
Swings and roundabouts, yeah. It's.
What if I got hit by a bus?
Nah, you're gonna have to die from CF. I'm afraid, in order for me to make my millions.
I'll see what I can do.
Anyway, so yeah, that when I'm scared to talk about your death in case of burst of flames.
If I do die now, it's gonna look like it's set up.
Yeah, it might do.
You've ruined your chances of a sales boom.
I haven't got the means though. Don't know how.
Yeah, you live too far away.
I don't know how I'd navigate that. And then next line, I'm scared to waste the time in case we magnify our fears. It's kind of just going to town on the same thing. Just, I guess, like, it's that kind of thing, you know how sometimes in sports films, when the dad's trying to tell the son how he feels, and like he just can't because he's so repressed, and the dad just goes, I know. Meaning, I know that you love me or whatever. And I feel like that's how I'm imagining it. It's like, we could talk about it a lot, but I feel like we both know, you know? So that was kind of like the sentiment. Maybe it's a bit of a cop-out, but...
No, I like it.
That's the sentiment with that one. And then I talk about magnify our fears. I'm nearly repeating the pre-chorus, but not real ones, of course. Not real fears. We're way too clever to have any of those thoughts. And that's kind of a little romanticising of how much better than we are than everyone else. Not really, but just, you know, that feeling of being young and feeling like your friendship is more special than everything else, you know? Yeah. And it's kind of a little tongue-in-cheek to that part of our time. And then I repeat the pre-chorus. Exact same lyrics.
Apart from the best line.
And then, another chorus. And then another repeating of For You, Boy. And then, the line, the kind of love our dads could only dream of.
Yeah, man.
I
feel like you've made an assumption there about my dad.
Yeah, unfairly, probably, yeah. Yeah. All right, it's kind of, I guess it's of the same ilk as the line, we're way too clever out of any of those thoughts, you know? It's this thing of like, and I'm kind of harking a bit back to the line about we burdened by our genders, as if like, I like to think we've grown, unlike our stupid dads. You know? Oh, I don't mean that. I feel like my dad's grown a lot. Again, I don't know. Has your dad ever had a best friend that's as good as me?
My dad jumped out of a plane at the weekend, so he's stupid.
Yeah. But has he ever had a best friend?
Nah. Well, probably. But I don't know if... Not like us.
Yeah, well, that's all I mean, really.
Maybe when he was younger, but
And
not. I wouldn't say he does now.
but he's not necessarily dreaming of one either, is he?
Maybe a
So,
Tim Peel.
Tim Peel.
Yeah, maybe him. Some way. Not the same though, I don't think.
No, that's all I was
I
going
don't think
about.
they've ever shared a bed.
Yeah, I mean you're not a fan of it, are you? I love.
You put your leg on me,
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
Although once you let me do it, didn't you?
One of you, like your leg is so heavy as well. I don't think
It's
you
true.
know.
Oh, the whole of me. So it all adds up, each individual bit. But yeah, I can't sleep unless I got my leg on something.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's too much though.
it
I
is.
couldn't,
No,
like,
imagine. I get hot as well.
I know. And clammy.
So yeah, that I don't even not necessarily. I don't think either of our dads are really dreaming of having our friendship either. So, but just a
that's
bit of an
busy.
unnecessary dig at the end to our dads.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Shut up,
It just
dads.
felt right, you know.
Well, yeah, it works.
I thought it was kind of funny as well, you know. The idea that they're
You want that in a love song.
yeah. Well, it's dramatic.
Comedy.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, well done. Thanks for that.
No, you're welcome. Yeah, you've never really cried or anything, have you?
What
About-
now?
No,
What,
about
at the song?
have you ever?
What, at the song?
At the song, have you ever cried? Cried it?
No. Do you want me to?
Yeah. Can you
I
act
could-
cry?
Yeah, I could do. Maybe I'll do a private showing for you.
No, go on,
I can't do it now.
Ollie.
Yeah?
Cry.
What? I can't do it. I can't.
I could do it.
I'm going to write a song about how you make me feel uncomfortable
Sorry.
on streams.
No, you don't really have to. Anyway, crying is not the only way of expressing emotion. So apologies for putting you under pressure there. I feel like I don't want to end on this note. So
I know.
What are you up to after this?
Someone keeps WhatsApping me, so I'll probably read them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your dad, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Saying, what are you on about? I don't have any friends. And I'm stupid.
Well, enjoy that. And thanks.
What are you up to? Go to bed, aren't you? Later.
Yeah, 10:30 here. Go to probably go and have a look through. I think I've got some sheets to put out. It's so hot here that you have to put the clothes out at night. Imagine
Rock
that.
and roll lifestyle.
Yeah.
Are you going to listen to If I Cared?
No, I won't be listening to that. I'll skip that. Actually, I'll keep it on because but I'll turn the volume down. Little sweet trick: if you want to support an artist but you hate their music, just turn the volume down while you listen to them, and it still helps.
Oh, that's a great tip.
Yeah, I do it, especially unless it's like, I don't know, a huge artist who doesn't care. But if like it's someone's music that's relatively unknown, and I'm listening to a whole album and there's one I don't like, I won't skip it. I'll just turn it down.
Oh, that's nice of you. I'd never do that.
No, it's probably because you're not. It's kind of a self-centered thing, Like, I'm only doing it because I worry about it,
Well, you should probably go anyway. You got some more singles to release.
Yeah, I can't. I've literally run out of them. I'm happy it's coming out on Friday. I don't know. I'm gonna have to start releasing them again.
You've released the whole album in singles.
Yeah.
I've never really listened to it.
You wait. There's still some more coming out afterwards. Don't you worry.
Is there?
Cliffhanger.